Imagine growing up in a rugged, mountainous region where fighting isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. A place where every day is a battle for survival, and the gym is your proving ground. This is the world that forged Islam Makhachev, a man who rose from the harsh landscapes of Dagestan to become the UFC Lightweight Champion. His story is one of grit, sacrifice, and an unbreakable bond with one of the greatest fighters ever, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Buckle up, because today on Prime Bio, we're diving into the untold story of Islam Makhachev, the man who carried the torch to the top of the MMA world. Stick around to find out who might challenge his throne next. Welcome to Prime Bio, where we uncover the stories behind the world's greatest athletes. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our community for more epic tales of triumph. Today we're breaking down the incredible journey of Islam Makhachev, from his roots in Dagestan to dominating the UFC's lightweight division. From his early days under a legendary coach to his battles against the best fighters in the world, this is a story of resilience, loyalty, and unstoppable drive. Let's get started. Islam Makhachev was born on September 27, 1991, in Makhachev, Dagestan, a region in Russia known for producing some of the toughest fighters on the planet. Dagestan isn't your typical hometown. It's a place of stark beauty, with towering mountains and a culture rooted in discipline and survival. Economic struggles and political challenges have shaped its people, forging a resilience that runs deep. For young Islam, martial arts were more than a hobby, they were a way out. From an early age he trained in wrestling and combat sambo, a Russian martial art blending grappling, striking, and submissions. His coach, none other than Khabib Nurmagomedov, the father of Khabib Nurmagomedov and a legend in combat sports. Under Khabib's strict guidance, Islam learned the value of discipline, hard work, and mastering the fundamentals. Picture a young kid, grinding day after day in a no-frills gym, surrounded by other hungry fighters, all dreaming of greatness. That was Islam's world. By his teens, Islam was already a standout. He wasn't just strong, he was smart. His ability to read opponents and control the fight set him apart. This foundation in Dagestan would shape him into the fighter we know today. But before he could conquer the UFC, he had to prove himself on a different stage. Before the bright lights of the UFC, Islam Makhachev was making waves in combat sambo and amateur wrestling. Combat sambo is no joke. It's a brutal mix of techniques where you need to be a master of grappling, striking, and submissions. Islam didn't just compete, he dominated, becoming a world champion in combat sambo. His grappling was relentless, his control suffocating. Opponents didn't just lose, they were overwhelmed. This success set the stage for his transition to professional MMA in 2010. Islam hit the ground running, racking up an 11-1 record in his first 12 fights. Most of those wins, finishes, either by submission or knockout. His style was a preview of what was to come: suffocating pressure, slick takedowns, and a ground game that left opponents helpless. Promoters took notice, and in 2015 the UFC came calling. Islam Makhachev was ready to take on the world. Islam's UFC debut came at UFC 187 on May 23, 2015, against Leo Kuntz. He stepped into the cage with the weight of Dagestan on his shoulders and made a statement, submitting Kuntz with a rear-naked choke in the second round. The MMA world took notice. This kid from Dagestan was the real deal. But the UFC is a different beast. In his third fight at UFC 192, Islam faced a setback, a shocking knockout loss to Adriano Martins. For a fighter who seemed untouchable, it was a wake-up call. Imagine the doubters whispering, maybe he's not as good as Khabib. But Islam didn't crumble. He went back to the gym, refined his skills, and came back stronger. That loss sparked a fire, and what followed was a winning streak that would change the lightweight division forever. Over the next few years, Islam faced tough opponents like Nick Lentz, Arman Tsarukyan, and Drew Dober. Each fight showcased his evolution: relentless takedowns, pinpoint striking, and a fight IQ that frustrated even the best. Fans started drawing comparisons to his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. But Islam wasn't just a copy, he was carving his own path. No story about Islam Makhachev is complete without Khabib Nurmagomedov. These two aren't just teammates, they're brothers in every sense. Growing up in Dagestan, they trained together under Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, pushing each other to the limit. Khabib once said, "Islam is like my younger brother. I know he'll be champion one day." That bond became the backbone of Islam's career. When Khabib retired in 2020 after the tragic passing of his father, the MMA world wondered who could carry the Dagestani torch. Khabib didn't hesitate, he pointed to Islam. Stepping into the role of coach, Khabib brought his championship experience to Islam's corner, helping him navigate the mental and physical challenges of the sport. Picture this: Khabib, the undefeated legend, breaking down opponents' weaknesses, drilling strategy with Islam late into the night. That mentorship turned Islam into a machine. By 2022, Islam was unstoppable, riding a 10-fight win streak. His reward? A shot at the UFC Lightweight Championship against Charles Oliveira at UFC 280. Oliveira was no ordinary opponent. A submission wizard with knockout power, he was one of the most dangerous lightweights ever. Fans wondered, could Islam handle the chaos of Oliveira's style? The answer came in Abu Dhabi. Islam put on a masterclass, dominating Oliveira with his wrestling and sealing the deal with an arm triangle choke in the second round. The crowd erupted as Khabib leaped into the cage, embracing his protege. Islam Makhachev was the new UFC Lightweight Champion, fulfilling the prophecy set by his mentor. It was a moment of pure triumph. A kid from Dagestan now ruled the world. Winning the belt was huge, but defending it? That's where legends are made. Islam's first title defense was against Alexander Volkanovski, the featherweight king and one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive. Many thought Volkanovski's speed and striking would overwhelm Islam. But Islam showed the world he wasn't just a grappler. His striking had evolved, and he went toe-to-toe with Volkanovski in a 5-round war. When the final bell rang, Islam won by decision, proving he was a complete fighter. Next up was Dustin Poirier, a fan favorite with devastating boxing and a never-say-die attitude. Poirier had been in title fights before, and everyone knew he'd capitalize on any mistake. But Islam was relentless, using his wrestling to neutralize Poirier's power. In the later rounds, he locked in a submission, forcing Poirier to tap. With each defense, Islam showed he wasn't just a champion, he was a dynasty in the making. So who's next for the lightweight king? One name keeps popping up: Ilia Topuria. The featherweight champion is young, undefeated, and hungry, with a mix of knockout power and slick grappling. Topuria's been vocal about moving up to lightweight, and fans are buzzing about a potential super fight. Islam even poked fun, posting a picture with a fire extinguisher saying, "Someone has to put out the fire." But Topuria's got work to do. Contenders like Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, or even a Volkanovski rematch could stand in his way. This fight would be a clash of styles: Dagestani wrestling versus Topuria's explosive unpredictability. Could Topuria's power break through Islam's control? Or would Islam smother another challenger? The lightweight division is a shark tank, and Islam's reign is far from secure. That's the incredible story of Islam Makhachev, a champion forged in the mountains of Dagestan and mentored by a legend. Who do you think deserves the next shot at his title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the debate going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell for more stories like this on Prime Bio. Share this video with your fight fans, and check out our other breakdowns of MMA's biggest stars. Until next time, keep watching, keep fighting, and stay tuned to Prime Bio for more epic tales of grit and glory.